All right, I was very impressed with the research posters that you all made, and I want to make some comments about them. Really, really nice work. But as always, with even the best designs, there's more that we can do to improve them. So I'm going to go through some of these and just make some notes about what's really meeting the best practices well and which places we might do a little bit more. So here's the first one we're going to look at, and I see that it's got a nice link to the research. That's very good. It's got the definition of analysis, what it is in architecture, civil, and mechanical. There are images to help me understand, and this is obviously architectural. And there's even an annotation that lets me know what this is. Okay, that's actually really critical that we get those. Otherwise, it's just a picture and I'm not always sure how they tie, but this one lets me know. Here's another good image with this that says it's finite element method for stability of a bridge. That's obviously right there. Structural analysis, stability, right there. And mechanical, here's a fluid and energy analysis. Here it is here, fluid dynamics. So this one really ties together. Where it could be made just a touch better and make these images pop more would either be put a light background, a line around it, or a drop shadow on each one of these. And the last place is that this might not be enough contrast. And we're going to talk about contrast checking later on. But I would ask that this part get to be contrast checked. So very nice work on that one. Here's another one that's very nice. It's well done. It's well laid out. And let's take a look. It's got about analysis. It's got the Google Gemini, architectural. This is obviously architectural. Civil. This looks pretty civil to me because it's structures. And this is mechanical. And that's looking like some sort of a gear set, exploded view, cool gear set. So that one's very well done. A few little things to look at is this could have just been as a link right here. Could have highlighted that and attached that link to it. It would have been a little bit more clear. This, I can tell it's architectural, but I don't know what it's showing me about what I read in here. So this one needs a caption or an annotation to tie it to what I see over here. Same thing on this civil one. I knew that that was some structures, but that's because I'm familiar with it. And so I'm sure that this is either looking at safety or stability as it looks at this. So a caption that would tie it into these words would be great. And the same thing here. And then this one probably could get a little bit of a shift down as I just look at the overall layout. This little bit of a hole right here actually draws my eye, and I would like that hole to disappear. So this could be cropped in a little bit here, and then this whole thing expanded to take up more room, or the annotation could be there. And the last thing is this is, oh, just ever so much, just barely too close to the edge. This is too close to the edge. Remember, we want some room all around. But this is a very nice job again. Let's take a look at a couple of others. And here you can see another style. So on this one, maybe this being right along the edge is okay. If it gets printed, it's going to lose a little bit of that, but kind of who cares? But the way this one is laid out sort of tends it to that. And this idea that they're all just kind of one like block of an illustration is rather nice. This does say, okay, this goes with architectural. This goes with civil. This goes with mechanical. So these arrows are excellent. I still don't know what part of civil this is. This is a little too close over here too. When this gets printed on a large poster, that might get cut off depending on the printer settings. So we never want to rely on printer settings. We want to rely on this being all the way in. Another thing that might make this really cool is there's a setting that evens up the outside edges of the text and it makes the spacing non-uniform. So this is maybe one, since this is so uniform, maybe that could be done on these and it would look really cool. But this is very, very nicely done, as always, as all of these are. Very, very impressive. The class is really knocking it out of the ballpark here. Really, really good job. And this is essentially the first one you've done. Let's take a look at this next one here. This is really, really nice. Again, the link might, it's okay because it's not super important, but that contrast of that color to the background color might be off a little bit. But notice how this has the nice descriptions of what these are showing. So this is very well done. This one might need to get cropped so that this little overlap doesn't happen. And the same thing here. That little overlap kind of draws my eye weird. So that could be a minor, minor thing to do. And other than that, this one, it's got all the parts. It's got the summary, architecture, civil, mechanical. It's got some images that do depict over into here. This is definitely environment, and microclimate. That's environment. So this is a very, very nice one, with good contrast all the way through from what I can see. And there we go. The only thing that some people like, and this is a matter of choice, is this is square, and these are round. Some people like that, some people don't. It's up to you, but I'll just bring it up as a point to pay attention to. So there's just a few of the ones that I've talked about. We want to make sure we have bleed on the edge, room around everything if we can. This is missing a little room here. Annotations, nice clear images, link. Obviously, content needs to be appropriate, and contrast all the way through. So those are some of the things I've looked at. I was very impressed. I thought it was an excellent job. And as we move forward, if you do any more of these, which you will, we'll get a little bit more into how to do some of those things.